The Body Shop admits breaking employment law with a brutal last-minute mass sacking. I'm going to read into this exclusive from The Independent, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an exclusive from The Independent with the headline that the Body Shop admits breaking employment law with brutal last-minute mass sackings. The exclusive reveals that employees who have worked at the cosmetics firm for over a decade and numerous women about to go on maternity leave were among those fired with no notice. Guys, before I give my initial thoughts, if you can hit the like button and share it across social media so others are notified of this video. This fire and rehire policy is abhorrent. It's so horrible. It's just so horrible. There are so many angry words that comes to my mind when I think about this. It's always terrible when anybody has been let go or dismissed or given notice, whatever you want to, the term you want to call it. Sacking or whatnot, it's always a terrible thing. But people who are going on maternity leave, they've been cut loose. How disgusting are these people in the Body Shop? Talk about no care and taking advantage of the system for their own advantage. That's what these company executives and people of Body Shop are doing. Taking advantage of the weak system that we have. Now, there are some companies, believe it or not, out there who are actually still looking after their employees, believe it or not. But we've heard in the past about, I don't know, well, I don't know about you guys in the comments below, and you can comment yourself. I've heard about some of the treatment, shall we say, of some staff allegedly in how they've been looked after in Sports Direct, for example. Allegedly, I'm just quoting as well to put a reference. But it's just for, when you work for a company for such a long time and you've given so much, you expect something, you expect that gratitude, you expect something, well liked within the business and all whatnot for the commitment and the work that you have given here. And, while Body Shop may be going through, possibly, we'll read into the article in a moment, they may be going through some financial troubles. But how much notice were people told about these sackings? And it looks like here, according to this, they were given very little to no notice, which is absolutely despondent. This will only put these people, they're going to be out on the jobs, which means now more people are going to be on the dole, which means they're going to be going out on their way trying to find a new job, which means that those who are already struggling to pay their bills, those who are working for the Body Shop now, are going to have making tough and difficult decisions until they find another job. They're going to be scrambling to get another job as well, which is, to add to compound on their issue. It's going to affect their mental health, mentally, for some of these people, because it will completely turn their life completely upside down. Whatever they're going through, whether it's okay, tough, whatever, it's just going to completely switch just like that, just because they're no longer in a job, just like that. And it's disgusting in every way, shape, or form, guys. It's disgusting, and people deserve better than this. They really, really do. There's no compassion, there's no care here, and the Body Shop executives here took advantage of laws that have been in place and the Conservatives allowed. And while I really do welcome the banning of fire rehire, which Labour introduced, this is sickening. It really is sickening, to say the least, especially those on maternity leave, guys. Especially, it's oh dear. So the Body Shop has admitted to breaking employment law in sacking hundreds of people at a moment's notice, the Independent can reveal. Administrators for the troubled cosmetic company made some 270 head office staff redundant last Tuesday, and telling them over Microsoft Teams that they would not be paid beyond the end of the day and that the company would not provide them with any form of redundancy package. Wow. So let me get this right. So they told them on Microsoft Teams that they would not be paid beyond the end of the day, and the company would not provide them with any form of redundancy package. Wow, that's just disgusting. The dismissed employees, some of them who had worked there for more than a decade, were instead told to claim unpaid wages and holiday pay from the taxpayer-funded Redundancy Payments Service. A further 489 job losses and 75 store closures were announced on Thursday. Employees on last week's brutal Teams call said their sudden dismissal on Body Shop International Ltd was affecting people financially and mentally, with one telling the Independent they had been left on the verge of losing everything by a company that once valued ethnics and community. This is exactly what I was worried about the moment I saw this headline. This included at least 15 women on maternity leave or soon to have their baby, who will now only receive government maternity pay as opposed to the package they were offered while Body Shop employees, according to the new mother made redundant last week. When I found out I was pregnant, the good maternity package at the Body Shop is what kept me going, and I know it's the same for other mums, said another woman, who warned the situation had put a massive financial strain on my family just weeks before she is due to have her baby. One employee who had worked for the company for 13 years said the sudden end to their pay meant their February wage was not going to cover their family bills. To be treated this badly has taken its toll on a lot of people affected, they said. Another said they had been their dream job to be hired last March, only to be left on the verge of losing everything by a company that once valued ethnics and community, adding, "Never in my working life have I ever been treated like this before." It's these people these kinds of people, these kind of bosses, these kind of employers, yeah. These are the kind of people that don't see us as human beings. They don't see us. They see us as second-class citizens. They see us as a lower standard. They see us as just numbers, a workforce. That don't see us for humans, the hard-working backbones of economies, of backbones of companies that help drive them to the success that they have. They don't see them like that. They just see them as numbers. They just see them as a worker and nothing more, and little to no care whatsoever about the human cost, the mentality, the financial strain. Not their problem to them. Not their problem. They honestly don't care. Like I said, there are some companies and some employers out there who would never treat people like this, but unfortunately, because some of the changes in laws that have happened, there are some companies that are just absolutely abhorrent and inhumane, and unfortunately, I would strongly recommend not working for a company like the Body Shop, especially if they're going to treat people like this, guys. I think it's a really important point to remind ourselves of this. Sorry if I'm speaking a bit low, but it's very despondent to talk about this. They have applied for job seeker allowance, a council tax reduction, and they plan to have their mortgage provider to go interest-free for 6 months to keep the roof over their head, adding, "How can they allow us to treat us like this is beyond me. I don't even know how they can sleep at night." Because they don't care. They don't see. This is a question that people ask certain politicians. How do politicians sleep at night knowing some of the decisions that they make and some of the actions that they make? It's because they don't care. They don't see you. They don't see me. They don't see the ordinary working person, backbones of the economy, working those 9 to 5 jobs, those 60+ hours. They don't see them as they don't see them as anything like humans. They see them as us and them, second-class citizens. They don't see us in any way, shape, or form as anything care or relevance. They just, to us, we're just workers, you know, and they couldn't give two hoots about us. That's the premise. In a response to an email campaign by dismissed workers, administrators at the firm FRP Advisory had now admitted that they did not follow normal regulations on property consulting employees or their representatives before dismissing them, saying that there was insufficient time to do so. Administrators argued in their response on behalf of the Body Shop, seen by the Independent, that they had not properly consulted employees because of a swift reduction in head office payroll costs were judged to be required, citing their statutory duty to take actions to benefit all the company's creditors. Solicitor Nick Humphreys, a Penetentians Muchis Cooper, said that while the email notes that there was tension between the duties owed to employees and creditors, the administrators do appear to be admitting to a breach of duty to employer. It is not uncommon for companies to financially distress to fail to observe their employees' rights because of duty upon directors of such firms to maximise their creditors' return, according to Tina Maxey, an employment lawyer at Lillison Solicitors. Well, what about the people in this? This is the thing, you know. Where is the what about the people in all of this who are suffering because of this? What's been, you know, that for me is the thing that angers me, guys. These people, and no fault of their own, doing their jobs, some of them for decades, some of them who want to settle down, have families, who have mortgages and bills to pay, their lives completely turned upside down because of this company and its decisions here. Solicitor Michael Newman from the firm Lee Day said he would question whether the law has got the balance between creditors and employees in such situations, adding the creditors will have invested money, but the employees will also have invested a lot of time and work in the company over the years, and it's a shame that the law prioritises creditors in this situation. About the Body Shop's sudden mass firing, he added, for a company renowned for its ethnical credentials, it perhaps shows how far it has come from its origins. I will say this, while some companies stick to their morals and due diligence, some don't. Some change, and it can be pretty poor when it does happen to some. Yeah, that sucks. It sucks. And sometimes, obviously, a change is necessary in all companies. But one thing they should not do is treat its employees indifferently. And it appears to me that for a company that, what we've seen a few times mentioned in this article, that it's always been known for its ethnic credentials, it really has thrown that out of the window completely and said, you know what, screw that, we're just going to do, you know, we got to make sure our bottom line comes more than anything else. That's kind of how it looks to me anyway. Ms. Maxey said a failure to properly consult staff was a breach of their rights, but not a criminal offence on the part of administrators or the company. Why is it not? The sudden dismissal is not a criminal offence. As long as it is notified the Secretary of State and the redundancies, the company can choose whether or not to collectively consult. Employees can, however, seek compensation via tribunal if not properly consulted, and the Times reported that a group of more than 175 Body Shop employees are preparing to pursue a claim through ASA's, the Government Advisory Conciliation and Arbitration Service. But it's going to cost money. It's going to cost money to build a case. The Insolvency Service said it had been working with the Body Shop administrators to ensure employees' claims can be processed and paid as soon as possible. The Insolvency Service Redundancy Payments Service will make statutory redundancy and relative payments to support eligible employees who have been made redundant, a spokesperson said. FRP Advisory had been contacted for comment. God, what an absolute bloody mess. What an absolute bloody mess, guys. It's really abhorrent to say the least. That's the thing, and I feel like I feel like they've just kind of left thrown out to the wind. And is anyone going to do anything about this? You know, is there going to be an outrage? Is there going to be anger across the country? No, because the media will probably not highlight this enough. I'm hoping that it will get highlighted by MPs at some. I will get highlighted maybe on Prime Minister's questions. Cross fingers, maybe by MPs. I hope so, or by an MP at least, because this is outrageous. That employees have just completely been kicked to the curb with no payments whatsoever. It's brutal, absolutely brutal, and no one deserves this. You know. We're in a, we have to remind ourselves, guys, we are in a cost of living crisis. We're in a difficult time. People are struggling. People are really, really struggling. It's a really, really damning time right now. And all we're doing is talking a lot about woke and culture war and all that nonsense, when we should be looking at how we can benefit and benefit our lives, enrich ourselves, and better wages, better jobs, and all this stuff, and all we're talking about is goddamn culture wars, guys. And my heart absolutely goes out to these people, and I would not be surprised if there are other companies who may potentially have been suffering the same. If you're one of them, please let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think? What do you make of this story? What do you make of the Body Shop and its company and the way that it's handled? Is this entirely their fault? Is it administration handling? There's lots more questions and not enough answers on this, but the dismissal of some of these people has been nothing short of absolutely disgusting, outrageous, and abhorrent. And there's plenty of more words we can describe it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you found this video interesting, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Please share this across social media so others are notified of this video. And help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, because it really would make a difference for me if you can do that. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you want to go one step further and financially support the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or joining me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content there as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope to catch you all very, very soon.